What is going on, guys? Welcome to the drone show. Got a few things to get out of the way as this video gets started, but as you probably saw from the thumbnail, some pretty exciting stuff. By the way, you're going to probably hear that a little bit. If you did hear that, I'll check it in post, and if it isn't heard over the microphone, then I'll just leave it in and look crazy. But we've got a massive amount of rain going on this weekend, and that's our sump pump because I'm in here in my basement workshop area. And that thing's going to kick off because there's a lot of water out there. So I'm indoors. So, a few different things. First of all, this knife. Holy crap, right? That is a beautiful knife. I'll give you a better shot here. But daggum, the handle's pretty cool too. I'll give you guys some information about it here. I don't know a ton. I'll show you in the GoPro too. That is not on. So that was edited to come back because I forgot to turn the GoPro on. But here's the handle. Here is my handle. Here is my spout. My spout will cut your finger off. Man, look at that beauty. Let me turn that little glare off there. Ooh. That Copper Damascus, huh? Good Lord Almighty. I wonder if this light's even doing it. Here, let's try that. Yeah. Man. It's kind of a, like a bunka shape, right? I compared it actually to my Hatsukokoro bunka, the problem child. And it's about the same size. So I would guess then roughly about 165 millimeter. I think this has a slightly larger tip, and I'm talking like fractions of an inch or millimeters, right? So, and this one has more of a belly. It would definitely be a good rock chopper. It's not without flaws. This thing was, it's 87 bucks. Like, that's insanity for what this is. There are some flaws. So, actually, to bring you back here real quick, I can point it out. There's like a little, like an overgrind here from the belt. It's probably not going to come through. It might if it looks right there. There's a little slight indentation you can see that looks like there was a little bit of overzealousness with the grinder. That's not a big deal because you're going to grind that out eventually. It's not going to affect the cutting edge at current either based on where it's at. It's further up on this bevel. And I would say actually maybe this sharpening session may get that out of there. There's a few things on the handle, which again, these are just nitpicks, okay? But the normal retail price of this knife is like $387 or something like that. If I paid that much for this thing, yeah, I would want these little nitpicks to be absent. A little concern here about the copper coming into this. So whenever I do get to the point of thinning it, it's going to take out some of this copper line, but that's not for a while, So again, little nitpicks. All in all, this is a great knife. I'm very impressed with it, and I can't wait to use it. Also, I got a new stone that I'm going to use today. This is the Suehiro Ouka, whatever, O-U-K-A, however you say it, 3000 DN. So that came in today. We're going to use the ALTSTONE 1000, and we're going to use that Suehiro Ouka. I'll just call it the Ouka 3000. And that's just what I'm going to take this to in this video, so it's not uber long. For those that don't know, the ALTSTONE 1000 is essentially a Suehiro Syrax, just smaller than the normal Suehiro Syrax. It's made by a company called Altways. It's manufactured by Suehiro. They're a distributor for Suehiro. And they sent me, I bought the 1000, then they sent me their entire line after that to review and demonstrate for you guys and to sponsor it. So we gotta have some other good news, right? We're at 500 subs. the first big giveaway is at 500 subs. I said that. So I'm going to go over some stuff as we start to sharpen this, but I don't want this video to be like 6 hours long. I'm sure you guys don't either. So I'm going to start the sharpening with this, and then we're going to talk about some stuff. So, but yeah, that's pretty exciting, right? We got 500 subscribers. Thank you, NYC Knife Sharpening. Appreciate you, guy. I appreciate that very, very much. Appreciate you guys coming by too, that subscribed and gave views and whatnot. I got some really great ideas about some things that we're going to do here. This is exciting times. So yeah, I'm going to do some giveaways, and also I want you guys to know that at 1,000 subs, I'm going to get one of these. I'm going to go ahead and probably get it here soon. I'm going to get one of these. It might not be this style. They have a chef knife style, and they have a, what is that floater? It's like some wood took a shit in my freaking, what do you call it? Water thing here. Whatever. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get it, and then that way at 1,000 I'll be giving this knife away. I think that's a pretty good consolation prize, right, for you guys coming in and support me and all that. So let's go ahead and get this going here. We are still doing the giveaway. I'll show it at the end of the video instead of coming back to the other camera for a second here. I'm doing the Work Sharp giveaway, and I'll show you guys that. That's still going on. And then next week, is it next week? So it's a week after next. Yeah, I'm going to do, I think that's what it is. I'll double check. I'm doing a Belgian conical giveaway. So here we go. Let you listen. We'll let this stone soak for probably roughly 10 minutes. I was kind of getting things prepared for the video, and I just left it in there. Let it do its thing till the bubbles quit. And then I let it kind of do some more as I talk to you guys there. As you can hear, it's one of my favorite sounds. I know we discussed that. Sounds like my favorite king stones, and got that kind of chalky sound and feel. So this knife, sharpened on this, man, that feels real good. I've got a great burr already. It's a complete burr except for the heel, except for the tip, which is my normal problem areas whenever I don't pay attention and I'm talking, but that's fine. I wanted to kind of just verify this factory, as they said it, edge here. So I just want to make sure I didn't like go too far and stray too far from it. I like to kind of follow that. It did have, it wasn't really uneven. There were some slight uneven spots. I'm not trying to nitpick too hard here. Again, some things, if it would have been more money, yes, I'm going to say more. At the current price, absolutely not. Absolutely not here. So for the 500, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give away at least an inexpensive Japanese chef knife like the ones I've showed you guys before. I'm going to give away a stone. I'm going to give away some board wax that I manufacture. Some of you have gotten to experience that already. We might be giving away a few things here. Hold on here. I did not chamfer the sides of that. That's gonna, I'll nick a few things there. 1 second. So I'll give those away. I might give away quite a bit of board wax. So there might be several of you guys that are winners for that stuff. But the main thing, like I said, it's going to be a stone, and it's going to be a knife for sure. And if I'm feeling super generous, it might be even more than that. How do I forget to do this? That's like one of the most important parts, so you don't gouge your knife or whatever. Anyway, maybe I was just too much of a in too much of a hurry, too excited. All right, continue. This knife is made from, what I read anyway, said 1080. So it's 1080 high carbon steel. I kind of prefer 1095 in those situations, but that's whatever. 1080 is just fine, especially for this application. 15N20 steel and copper. And as we know, the core steel is going to be the 1080, so that's what I'm sharpening right now. Yeah, it's much better, man. There was some slight little nicks there from previous sharpenings, and then when I gouged it with the bolsters of something. And then, of course, the stone flattening. How's your guys' week been? How was your Valentine's Day? Anybody do anything special? We actually, I may have mentioned this before, but she's not big on spending lots of money on things like flowers and stuff like that. She's like, they're gonna die. Why? I don't want you. Like, she got mad at me one time when I bought some roses. She was like, they're just gonna die. Why did you spend that much money? I would much rather, and then, named off some stuff. So from that point forward, I've not ever bought her flowers on Valentine's Day, and she actually thanks me for that. It's the weirdest thing I'd ever heard in my life from a woman, that they did not want. Now, she likes discount flowers, right? So at our grocery store, Kroger here, it's our local one. It's a chain. I don't know how far Kroger's goes, but I think it goes pretty far east and some west, I believe. Looks like I got a low spot. Anyway, they have a discount, on like roses and different flowers from the florist section in the grocery store that they sell for discounts for like $4 and stuff. Now, if I got those, well, I just scored brownie points. This thing's already had a burr since the very first moment, like I said. And I've definitely developed the burr on the heel and tips now, so we're good. I'm going to flip to the other side now. Yes, indeed. Man, this thing sharpens right up. But anyway, yeah, I'd like to know how you guys' Valentine's went. So I was also asked at one point in time, talking about the stones here, that Suehiro Ouka. It just sounds better. Like I said, that's what I'm going to call it. I don't care what it's called. It's called the Ouka to me. Also, I'll show you guys a bevel edge shot after this, using this. They asked what I preferred, or what I thought was better, if it was the Syrax or the Ouka. I have discovered, and I wasn't quite sure because I'd never used that one before. I'd used the Syrax. So that actually is, essentially, it's the Syrax, but it's for a different market. I don't know which market. I'm assuming the Japanese market because there's not a whole lot of English on there. That doesn't mean anything. But I think, yeah, I think it was designed for the Japanese market, or just definitely a different market. But it was said, and this is from Suehiro, by the way, that it's the same stone. So it is a Syrax 3000. I almost wonder, though, if it doesn't have some components of the Dabato, because it is a soaker, but it has, like the naming is 3000 DN, but I know that means no base, so maybe that's just all it is. Maybe I'm reading too much into that, because the Dabato is the LD 101 DN that I have. That just means no base. Man, I love the way that sounds. It's a pretty cool looking little, well, I'm just going to call it a bunka. I know they call it a chef's knife, but it really is the size of a bunka. It's got the K-tip and all that good stuff, Yeah. Burr's flipped over completely. Heel to tip, nothing's missed. So we're right on track with this one. I like the handle too. The handle feels really good. The pictures I saw, the handle actually was kind of round, and this one is more. It's kind of squared off, right? It's like a rectangular thing. But I kind of like it like this. Actually, it's got a good grip. It feels good in the hand. It's made by Lara Pro Knife on Etsy. Like I said, they've got a few to choose from. They also make folders that are also in the Damascus, the Copper Damascus. They're out of New York. So, Mr. NYC Sharpener, you might know. Like I said, Lara Pro Knife, Lara. Like Lara, you know? Not Laura, but Lara. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. There's no bazungas, though. Yeah, I'm giving away a ton of stuff next couple weeks, guys. Again, thank you for getting me to 500. We're actually a little over. And I'm a man of my word. I'm going to follow through on my promise. We're going to give away some stuff. I'm going to give away some stones, knives. And like I said, at 1,000, you guys are going to be getting one of these. And there's a different version that has a green malachite instead of the blue turquoise. But it's still the copper, and the handle is the same. And that is good, by the way. The Burr is good. I'm actually going to look at it under my Carson Microscope from Amazon. Look at this guy. Just to see how it looks. Make sure everything looks peachy. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Like I said, I'll throw some edge shots after. I'm not going to be able to give you each progression, which sucks. But that's fine. It is what it is. Yeah, so looking at the Burr. Obviously the Burr's on this side. I was on a discussion on YouTube today. A guy talking on the Outdoors 55 video that he did about, it was about burrs and apexes and stuff. And this guy talked about how he learned that even though his knife's sharp, he probably didn't deburr, and his burr was cutting paper. Well, this burr here, and every burr I've ever put on any knife, which I don't know if you can see this burr or not. You can on some of those carbon steels, but nah, you can't really. Not from this angle. Kind of. It's small enough, though. They always fold over, and you guys have experienced that too, right? Your burrs fold over, and then when you go to the other side, it folds over to the, again, like, so I did it this side, it folded over this way. I started here, it folded over this way, right? Am I stupid? Like, that's what's always happened, even like a long time ago before I knew how to exactly properly sharpen. I'm not saying that guy's wrong or his experiences are wrong, but I've never had a burr that stood up straight in the middle enough for me to cut paper with. In fact, if I have a burr anywhere, I can't cut paper. Anyway, let me know if you guys have experienced anything different than that, or if I'm just like an anomaly, an outlier, or whatever. So we're going to do burr reduction techniques. We're going to do edge leading strokes, 5 of them, one at a time, alternating sides here to reduce the burr. Then I'm going to do the opposite way, doing edge trailing strokes. It's called stropping strokes, to the same tune of 5 strokes. Get rid of this burr. Very light pressure. Not doing anything super heavy, or my hand is actually just kind of resting on the blade to guide it, make sure it doesn't go weird tracks or, try to leave the country or something. After all, I am trying to remove its most valuable possession, all of its previous metal. It just sounds like, gosh, it reminds me of that movie Cobra. Back in the 80s with Sylvester Stallone. That guy was sharpening an axe and a knife. He was like this psycho dude. Stallone was a cop. He was looking for him. And it sounded just like this. So haunting. That's when they can make you feel scared for your life with sound effects back then. Now everything's so desensitized it doesn't matter. All right, stropping strokes, 5 of them. I think I did 6 a while ago, but that's fine. Because I can't count. It's good to maintain your edge angle, but if you do find you have a relatively stubborn burr, you can slightly raise your edge angle to remove that burr. It won't hurt the edge, especially if you're doing very light strokes. I don't know if you saw that. So like, here's what I do. I do this, get it to where it's at the angle I was sharpening at. I'll start gently pulling, and if I just rest my hand, see, I'm just kind of making sure the blade doesn't pop up, say hello every once in a while or something. Same thing with this. I'm just kind of, I set it here so that I can get it set. And I raise it up, and then again, my fingers just allow it to kind of slide. And then I'm just making sure that it doesn't come up off the stone. And also making sure I don't go weird and wonky and like gouge the stone either. I've done that before. All right. I do believe we are good to go there. We're going to swap to the Ouka. I'm going to pause the video because as you see, this water is trash. It is contaminated with 1,000 grit particles from the ALTSTONE. I'm going to pause it here, and I'm going to change the water, and we'll come back with that in the water. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. So not only did I have to change the water, but I forgot this is not a splash and go stone. It is indeed a soaking stone. So I dunked it in here for the last 6-7 minutes, and it's got some little tiny micro bubbles still coming up, but we're going to go ahead and continue giving her the edge. Anyway, so let's get back to it. So even though there are still bubbles coming up, I'm pretty sure that's going to be fine. I just go ahead, just making sure it stays hydrated. It does have a little thing on the back here. It's interesting. It says, if you can attach a stand, attach it on this side. This surface is not finished, but it can be used. It's interesting because the first time I saw a message similar to that, not exactly verbatim, is on my King water bear stones, or ice bear stones, not water bear. I always say that. They have it written in Japanese in the back that basically said, don't use this side, it's unfinished. All you have to do is just lap it and it's fine. You're good to go. But anyway, Suehiro Ouka 3000. Again, saying it, I'm certain, very, very wrong. But we're going to go ahead and let you guys listen to this one now. Let's see what we got. Oh. Good Lord. I like it. I used the ALTSTONE, as I've said. And yeah, I mean, it's very similar if I'm remembering how the ALTSTONE felt. And like I said, the ALTSTONEs are the Syraxes, just smaller. So yeah, this thing, wow. So they're just huge. Since it has that curved tip, that's what she said, that curved tip like I was talking about before. Sometimes the way that I do it, not everybody does it this way, or not everybody has to do it this way. What I tend to do a lot of times is, I'll do the straight sides here. When I get to this section, I'll just do the whole thing by going and swiping it like this. Completely got the tip up, so here's it flat, and as you can see, if I leave it here, boom, 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 like we talked about. So if I get to this point, I kind of rock the knife up, maintaining my angle, but just so that this is not digging into the stone, but is just now level so I can actually sharpen it. But then I'll swoop it, like kind of a swoop, kind of a rocking kind of a thing. It's something that takes a little practice. I wouldn't, like, if it's your first time doing it, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, it gets the job done every time for me without completely jacking up this. So before I learned to do that a long time ago, or actually I taught myself, no one ever taught me. I just was like, oh, this would work. Like years ago, what would happen is I would be fine here, and then whenever I got up to around this point, it would be like this really wide kind of bevel, just because of the way I was setting it, and just, you know, so I was like flat, not adjusting for the belly or the curve, and just getting after it. So anyway, something to think about. I don't know how you would do it, but you develop what's good for you and what works for you, but that's how I do it. Gosh, it feels so good. I don't know if it's just been that long since I've used up 3,000 Suehiro aside of the ALTSTONE, but I'm telling you, the feedback, right? That's what I usually do, is let you guys know about stones. So the feedback is good. It's just like the ALTSTONE. The cutting is extremely fast. I'm sure you can see this, but this thing cuts like, this is a 3,000. And I've always said it in all my videos. The higher grit that you go, the less significant burr you're going to get to feel for. This thing's cutting one heck of a burr, so I guess it's not always true. But yeah, this thing is really cutting some steel. It's loading a little. It's not terrible. A lot of this is just stuff still sitting on top that I could wipe off. Like, I'm sure I can get in there and get that out too. Feedback snappy. It's not as snappy as some stones, but it's really good feedback. Like, I know where I'm at all the time, and I don't have to worry about making a mistake because it's going to tell me. I can feel it. It's going to tell me. So yeah, this thing, it's grippy. I've said that before too when describing a stone. It's nice and grippy, but not grippy where you're fighting it, but grippy to where you have confidence that your metal is being cut. You know, the knife, the steel is being cut, and an edge is being formed. So that's my mini little quick review. Let's go ahead and finish out this side, and we'll switch sides. Then we'll do a cut test. Let you listen a little bit more, and I'll tell you guys a joke. Just light pressure. It might be a little bit like between light and medium pressure, actually. So it's not full light pressure, but yeah. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. All right. Yeah, we are good to go. There really is a significant burr. I'm impressed. I'm debating on whether or not to clean that off. I think I will. I'm going to use my Sabatoru. I'm just going to pull out whatever load is here. I don't know that I would need to. It wasn't having any problems cutting. But I'm going to just start fresh for this side just because I want it to all be perfect. It's interesting how this is a little different color. I mean, I shouldn't say most. I'm just saying things to say things, I think. I forget. It's ALTSTONEs that are all white. I know Suehiros have a lot of white stones, but this is more of a yellowish color. I don't know how that's coming through in the video, but yeah, it's kind of a yellow. Oh, whenever I was letting the water out, that sounds so dumb. When I was dumping the water out earlier from the ALTSTONE, on the surface of the stone, I didn't realize it, but there was chunks of burr, like this pieces of metal. I didn't take a picture because my camera's not in here, my phone's not in here, but it was sections about like this, and various areas. I could actually tell what came from the tip because it was curved. It was funny. So it was pretty neat. Anyway, let's see how much different it sounds on this side because of my struggles with two-handedness. I've been getting a lot better. Like for the longest time, those of you that weren't here to see those sharpening moments, for years, probably like the last 4 or 5 years, 3, 4 years, whatever, whenever I'd switch to the opposite side, I would just take it like this, and I would do the process the same way, but, you know, just having it flipped over. There's nothing wrong with that, but it just changes the way your burr, not your burr, your scratch pattern looks. You can visibly see a difference from here, because what I would do is I'd get like this, right? Then I'd get to the bolster, and I'd have to switch the knife out horizontally and finish. You could see where the scratch patterns changed, especially lower grit stones. It just bothered me, a little OCD stuff. So, a joke. All right, see if I can remember this without screwing it up. So this guy, he was going hunting. He's from the city. And so he went out on this property, and he was doing duck hunting. Ooh, he was doing duck hunting. And he was out there for a while, you know, and he didn't really see much. And then all of a sudden, this flock of geese, not geese, ducks, they flew overhead. He's like, all right, here's my chance. So he took and he shot at him, and he got one. Well, the duck went down, and it landed on this like farm property, you know, kind of close to the dude's barn, but it wasn't so close that it was like on top of it or anything. At least he didn't think so. So he gets over there, he starts walking towards it, and all of a sudden he's met by this real big kind of farmer-looking dude. He's like, what do you think you're doing? He says, well, I just shot a duck, and I've been out here a while, and I want to collect my duck. He goes, from the city, aren't you? He goes, why, yes. He goes, you guys don't know how rules are around here. He goes, that's not your duck. He goes, but sir, I've been out here all day. I shot the duck. It's mine. And the farmer goes, it's my property. That duck bounced off of my barn roof. I heard it. And it's in my ground right next to my barn. It's my duck. The city guy goes, come on, man. You're not going to do me like that. He said, like, cut me a little slack, would you? He goes, I'm going to tell you what, we do things different out here. There's one way for you to get it. He goes, oh, really? That's awesome. What do I got to do? He's like, well, it's going to be a contest. And the guy's like, okay, what kind of contest? I'm interested. Let's hear it. He goes, we'll take turns kicking each other in the nuts. He goes, whoever falls down and doesn't get back up at last is the last man standing. The last man standing wins. The man is down loses. He's like, I guess. The guy gets up to him. You know, he's getting ready to like kick him in the nuts. He goes, one other thing. I go first. The guy's like, oh, all right. So then he gets up to him. He prepares himself. He's psyching himself out. He's thinking, okay, I can do this. I can do this. He goes, you ready? Guy goes, yep, lay it on me. That farmer guy, big old burly guy, he rears back and he slams that guy square in his nuts. Like hard. He almost heard it pop. That's how hard he hit him. The city guy goes down. He's like, oh, like he's screaming. He's wallering. He's praying. He's cussing the guy. He's rolling around. You know, and after about 20, 30 minutes of that, he gets up. And he goes, all right, my turn. The farmer goes, you can have the duck. That's an old joke, but it's hilarious. Especially if you're slap happy and you've been up for a while like me. Oh, God. Sorry. I know. You guys probably rolling your eyes the same way my wife does, but that's all right. All right, I think we are good. I am going to double check with my Carlisle microscope. How long has this been recording? I don't want it to be too long. Okay. Ooh, that looks real good. One of the things that I'm seeing, by the way, with this knife is it at the factory, it had some uneven lines, like I was telling you about with the bevel. That's something I am going to have to fix in the future. On this particular side, it's funny because I talked about how the belly gets a little wider. Sometimes whenever I would screw up the belly at the top, the tip, whatever, would get wider. It actually did that, and I don't know if that was maybe, you know, sometimes when you use a grinder, your belt grinder to sharpen knives like that, you can slip. And judging by the gouges, somebody was slipping. So I'm thinking that they probably slipped and put a little more pressure. Because it's just got a little bit more bevel area here. It's kind of flatter. It kind of matches the flatter spot over here. It's here somewhere. Oh, it's back here. And it's kind of wider back here. So anyway, I'll eventually fix that. What I'll do is I'll just get a lower grit, and then I'll just grind it out. I'll just set a new bevel. I'll probably kill that edge, put a new bevel on with like a 300 grit or something, and then work back up to the grits. I did notice here there wasn't much of a burr, so I'm just going to hit that real fast, and then we'll go to deburring. It's also at the very tip here. I mean, and I'm talking at very tip. It showed the factory grind, the edge from the grinder. So I'm just gonna focus on it super quick. That means I didn't even get that with the 1000. Yeah, we'll need to just, I'll probably end up just kind of following the whole size there at that point. All right, let me double check the old tip. I can't believe we got the 500 subs already, guys, man. I really do appreciate that. You have no idea. Oh, I see what happened. The reason why is that actually it's reflective. So it kind of, yeah, that's a lazy, not lazy, but a hard push. So that's a, I don't want to call it a gouge, but anyway, that's fine. It is what it is. I probably won't be using the straight up tip like that anyway, if I'm completely honest. And if I do, it'll mostly get it with this here. I'm talking the width of my fingernail forward. I can see the actual factory grind line. I will fix it, but that's fine. I'm not going to do it now. I don't need to. Remove that burr. Edge leading. Whew. That thing was catching. Right, 5 edge leading strokes. Same way we did with the 1000. Man, something feels weird. I think that was a burr. It felt bumpy, like I was hitting speed bumps. I'm gonna need to lap this stone for sure. I didn't, which I was a little excited, I guess. I always lap a new stone, or I'll at least check it, right? I didn't even check this when I pulled it out of the plastic and I dunked it in water. Suehiro's usually really good about their stones being ready to rock out of the box. So, I mean, it's very possible it was all good to go. I'm gonna give it 2 more edge leading. There's that beautiful sound. I'm so sorry about the sump pump that you guys are probably hearing over and over again. That bolster gets in the way. So when I go, normally what I do here is I set that, you know, then I bring it back. That bolster comes over the top of where I normally set it. So I kind of angle it a little bit and then I set it and then I'm able to do it. But anyway, just something to point out. It's not a huge deal. I can work around that. Again, that's not some kind of deal breaker or something. But I always said I'd be honest with you guys. And just because I like the way something looks doesn't mean that there can't be problems with it. And this is my own moolah. So this wasn't, you know, this was not a sponsor or we'll send you this to review type thing or whatever. So no influence. Okay. Double check. That feels good. I'm going to go for a strop now. I have been using my hanging strop. You guys saw that last time, but I'm going to go back to my Flexcut strop with Flexcut 1 micron stropping compound. It's the one I got from Woodcraft. I got it right this time, guys. You should be proud of me. I'm probably using light medium pressure. So again, between light and medium, I'm just kind of making sure that the burr is gone. I got a couple other designs. So they got, like I said, 2 that look just like this one, but one of them has the green malachite instead of the turquoise there. But they also have just a straight up, just Damascus. Looks like an 8-inch chef knife, like a normal chef knife, you know. Might be worth looking at. I do have some suspicions that I want to check out. And those are, let me wipe this off here. I always wipe it off after stropping. I used that Carson microscope and I looked up here. And what I did was I just happened to miss the edge, right? So I was back here some. And as I was looking, I caught this copper line. And right about here is what looks like someone took a small pin, like, you know, like or like a needle, like you sew clothes with, and tinked it. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying that's the resemblance of the size of hole. But there's a hole that goes straight through it into the core steel or the cladding, right? I thought that was kind of weird because whenever you forge Damascus and you do things with copper, you're making a billet. You put the layers of steel together. You forge weld it, you know, like a sandwich. It presses together and it's a solid bond. That almost resembled like a inlay. You know, like someone laid copper over top and smashed it in. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna do some more tests just to see. I don't think so. I don't think it's like copper foil or anything like that. I just thought that was weird because I've never seen anything like that with Damascus before, because Damascus is literally made metal that's folded, smashed together and all that stuff. So anyway, food for thought. You never know, guys. Here we go. So we got the Suehiro Ouka, the ALTSTONE 1000 grit, which is the Syrax, small Syrax, with the Lara Pro Knives from Etsy, Damascus with 1080 high carbon steel, 15N20, and copper. Here we go. Oops. There we go. I think there's probably a burr and nick there. Yeah, she's good to go, baby. Let's listen to it. Of course, that would go at the exact moment I decide to do that, right? Let's try that again. Oh yeah. Oops, I ripped that one. So she's doing fine, just fine. I'm gonna look real quick because that one spot hung up and it kind of upset me a little bit there. It should have just slipped through like butter because it came sharp. I'll give them that too. It was extremely sharp. I'll see if I can post a picture of that piece of copper I was telling you about with the close-up of the edge. I'll put that up here. You guys tell me what you think. I'm very curious. Yeah, there's still a little bit of burr there, so that's why. I'm going to give it a couple more quick strops on my hanging strop just to prove it, because that was a very terrible job there. My hanging strop's over here, just so everybody knows. You guys saw that strop. I moved it again because I almost pulled my drill press over. That's what I had it attached to. So I'm going to, what I'm doing is I'm stropping this. Well, I'll just move it. There it is. A little bit more aggressive with this strop. There is no compound. There was at one point compound loaded on here. I removed it. And then I'm just doing the smooth side. Man, you're not going to believe this razor I picked up. It's dated to around 1850 to 1860. Like, it's old as old can be. I did some verifications of its markings and stuff too. It's supposed to have been here today, but it won't be here until next week on Tuesday. So that sucks. Oh, sorry about that camera move there, everybody. All right, here we go. This should be tons better. I wipe it off. Always wipe it off, because I don't know if you've seen that, but whenever you strop or sharpen or anything, there's little deposits of like organic matter from the leather, from the struther. Oh God, getting too over this. That's probably wet. Dropped it on the ground, but we're gonna do it anyway. Don't care. YOLO. Yeah, it's wet. Good Lord. Did I just ruin it? Oh, that is wet. Good Lord Almighty. All right. See, when it's not wet, that's better. Yeah, she is sharp as sharp can be. This is gonna definitely be a kitchen user for sure. Gonna write my name with this. Woo. Anyway, there it is, guys. Guys, gals. I don't know if there's any gals out there. I apologize. Yeah, she be good. I do need to fix that edge. So I said that. The unevenness. I'm going to try and get some pictures of that too, just so you can see what I'm talking about. It will affect cutting performance. I'm not going to leave it as it is. I'm probably going to tear this thing down and fix it. If you'd rather see me do that, let me know. I'll save it for a video. Otherwise, I'll do it probably tomorrow and tear it down. So to the giveaway stuff, next week on Wednesday, doing the work sharp. The following week from that, on Wednesday, is going to be the Belgian conical giveaway. If you're interested in one of those, by all means, please enter. They're being shipped from the Netherlands. They should be here by then. If not, I'll just send it to you when I get it. We're doing our 500 sub giveaway. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I know this video is dragging on, but I want to get the thanks out there. You know, it means the world to me that you guys give me your time. So I want to give back. I'm going to give some stones, like I said, and some knives away. All you got to do is post a comment down below. Make sure that you're a subscriber of this channel, and you're going to be entered into getting all kinds of things. So anything on today's video is entered into every single contest giveaway. I keep calling it contest. It's a giveaway. That's all you got to do is just be present. So yeah, that puts you in the drawing. So just make sure, again, you comment and you're a subscriber. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Hope you enjoyed that knife and that stone. Got some more coming up. I'll probably release one on Monday. It's my day off. So I'll do some different things here. Some different things I've been wanting to do anyway. I'm probably going to do these guys at some point too. I'm sure that you are excited. I'll just get a couple of them here. But these guys, the DMD resin bonded diamond. They're the 1,000, 3,000, 6,000, 12,000. They're not what they're rated for, but they're actually really good plates. And I'll go into detail in the video, but just FYI, if you want to see that, I'll do that one on Monday. Otherwise, I'll do a different one. So appreciate you all stopping by. I'll see you next time. Love y'all.